Hey guys, it is evening time here on Cowbell Farm and it is a balming 100 degrees still in the shade and humid. I am sweating, or I've got humidity stuck on my face. It's the air you can wear here in Central Alabama. And I'm going to show you a little bit of how dead my end of July garden is and how we are going to be getting ready for some fall planting here soon. And hopefully you'll stick around and come back and see some of that. Well, here's a good look at what it looks like at the end of July in a Central Alabama garden. Well, we went from everyday rain to completely dry for the past week or so. And so lots of things are dying and shriveling up, and I can tell I really need to water. My okra looks a little wilty, but to be fair, I haven't even picked it in a minute, so it's a little too big, but that is very wilty, and things are just getting a little too dry out here. I wanted it to dry up, but not completely dry up, if you know what I mean. There's a few tomatoes here. The plants up here look pretty good, actually. This one is very tall. Very tall. That thing's about 10 feet tall. I can't even reach it. When that starts to fall down, I'm just gonna tie it on the side. But I am really getting over the heat, and there's a rotten melon. I can smell it. But these are pretty much getting to the end of their time here and looking kind of rough. Got a few watermelons. I think this one's almost ready to go. The vine's starting to dry up. I've just been waiting on that little tendril to turn a little. I have another one in here. I think that one's ready. It's just small. I have another one tied up here with some pantyhose. And then there's one down here on the ground. So I'm gonna get this one probably in the morning. And maybe this one. The half pints over here nibbling on some stuff. And one thing that did great is my loofah. It's moved over here and is growing across my tomato trellis now from over there. It just needs some water. Very bad. Everything looks wilty. So bad. So bad. I will come out first thing in the morning and water everything. I'm not gonna stay out here right now and water. But we have loofahs everywhere. And I'm gonna use these loofahs for making some sponges with soap already in them. I'm gonna tear out all of these cucumbers here. All this is coming out. We are going to get ready to plant something else. There's a few cucumbers still hanging in there. I'll probably pick this last round of cucumbers, and then sometime next week, this will all be out of here. The Tabascos are starting to look pretty good. I'm about to come out here in the morning and pick some of these to make some pepper sauce. Been waiting for them to start turning. And my chili peppers are, a couple of them look pretty sad, and then a couple of them look like they're putting new leaves out. So we will see. But all this looks rough. And I'm ready for get some seeds started for fall garden and then go from there. But I'm almost scared to look in here at what it may look like. I'm glad that the grass is kind of dying, so I'm not completely disappointed sorry, everybody in the world is going to come in here, that it is not raining because I've needed to get this taken care of because this was just out of control, as you can see in these pictures. But we are at the end of the season, and now this one, all summer it's looked really bad, and now this time of year it's starting to perk up a little. So we can see what she still has in her. Same with this little guy. The caterpillars took it out, and now this one didn't really come back good, but it put out some runners. So we will see. We will just see. This is what a dead garden looks like this time of year. But then I get excited about, well, in my mind, I'm like, I'm so tired. Do I actually want to put in a fall garden? And I haven't put in a fall garden in a while just because I have been so tired by the end of summer. All my squash is completely dead. But I got seeds, and I'm about to reseed these squash plants. These peppers over here are looking really well. These had a rough start and stayed really tiny. And now, since they're over here in the sun, they do really well when it's really hot. So they're at their prime and starting to turn. The thing is I'm pretty sure this is one of those Di Toro cow peppers or whatever. It's supposed to be a sweet cow pepper, and I know those are jalapenos back there. So I'm glad that I'm getting some because I didn't get very many peppers this year. This has got tons of these spoon tomatoes. But a lot of them are bad because I have not been out here since Saturday. These look rough. I have been so busy and neglected it. And so much of this is just wasting, but I've put so much and made so much salsa and all of these things that I'm so burnt out on so much, and it's so hot. It's like the heat index today is 107. So it is super, super hot out here. And it's shady and it's like 4:30 in the afternoon, and it's still so hot. We have some cleaning up to do, and these poor little lemon trees, I'm telling you, I've had them for a decade, and I have never gotten a lime. These are lime trees, sorry. I've never gotten a lime off of these trees, and so I am going to take them out and put my lemon trees in these pots because I'm just not into watering leaves. It's just not my thing. If you're not going to produce and you're not going to do anything, then we're not keeping you around. What are you eating? My plants? And these hardy kiwis, I'm starting to wonder if they're going to do anything. This is my third season to have them, and they were already established plant. So I've never had a kiwi, and they're supposed to be a hardy kiwi that overwinters here and everything, but I don't know. Oh, look, my very first Sugar Rush peach. And those are spicy. Looks like there's a lot more coming on. It's just now getting going. I got some nice Johnson grass. Some of my nemesis. It's all in the pathways. The echinacea is about done. We got some onions in that bed still, and the oregano has fallen down and is trickling over, so I need to get in there and clear all of that out. We still have some watermelons growing on that fence over there. Still some cantaloupes and some funky looking cantaloupes. I don't know what happened with them, but I don't know if they cross-pollinated with something, but they don't look right. But this is what the garden looks like in late July. It's just not looking too good. It's just time to pull all this out and get ready for cabbages and lettuces and broccolis and everything. And it's really hard to think about that right now just because it is still so hot. But I am ready for a shift in the season. But this looks better. This got pulled and weed-eated over here, so I can actually walk through here. I still got to weed some stuff back in that area and behind those beds. But before next spring, I want to pour some concrete back behind these beds. I want to slowly put concrete in here around this so that I don't have to worry about any kind of weeds growing in between. But that's just going to be a slow process. And what I figured I would do is just buy the bags of Quikrete and just pour the powder down across the edges and just kind of give myself something in these rocks and then spray it with the hose to give it a little more oomph to it. But there's no way I can cover this amount of space and it be cost efficient at one time. So we're just going to start in one spot and slowly over the years work our way through it. And I've even weeded some of these. That's where this pile came from, and it's just looking rough, and I'm ready for a change of scenery. These were supposed to be Rudker tomatoes, and they're some kind of cherry tomato. So I don't know. All my seeds were mixed up, I think, this year. Those are supposed to be those kind of tomatoes, and they end up being this big. And, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to buy all of my seeds, I think, from Hoss Tools for the coming up season and try that, because I've just, every time I buy them from a certain company I've been buying them from, I end up with like the wrong seeds. Like if it's a sweet banana pepper, sometimes it's hot, and the wrong tomatoes are in there. And I'm not saying it's a seed company. I may be mixing them up somehow. I just don't know how when I label each seed as I'm taking it out of the packet. But, I mean, it could happen. But I just don't think I could mix up that many of them. So, that being said, this is just a little bitty garden tour, short and sweet, of how disgusting and ugly the garden gets at the end of July. And my poor little watermelons. That one's got end rot. And that one is shriveling up. These did not do good at all this year. So I'm going to pull them up, and we're going to head to the house and call this a day. Thank you for hanging out. God bless. Have a great evening.